day in the sense that we're gonna see them go, but I think it's also a milestone in our accomplishment as a center. And really, we could not have done so much and accomplished so much. And I think in many ways, my provost talked to me this morning. She said, we are such a sprinter. We accomplished many things in a short amount of time. And all of that accomplishment would not have been possible with your collaboration, your dedication, your time, your passion. So one thing that I want to do today is to acknowledge, recognize, honor the very wonderful work that our students have done. So I will first recognize the faculty, collaborators, and another term I call the angels from the center. Joe, can you go back to the previous slide, please?
Which one? This one?
Yeah, that one, yeah. And then we will then ask the faculty members to recognize their students. And this year, Joe, we talk about why he called them the leading Voyagers. And he has gone out of his way to design a patch and also their portraits and all these wonderful things that you're gonna see. And lastly, we will ask students to reflect on the experience, share a few memories that they have had with us this past year and all the wonderful things that we have accomplished in spite of the crises that we are facing in the country and also at the school. Next slide, please, Joe. So Joe's gonna talk to you more about all these beautiful graphics and the patch that his PR and comm team have designed, but I'll leave that to Joe to talk about it when it gets to his part. Joe, next, please. So first, I would like to recognize the collaborators and the faculty member who have really made it possible for us to grow the institutional capacity in our center. One of the main reasons that we got this funding from NASA is to get more professors, more students involved in NASA autonomy related research. And this was really possible because we have so many competent and passionate and committed professors who've gone above and beyond to make this happen. And it's also the case that these professors, when we team them with the NASA collaborated industry partner, it's like, fuel and air gets together, we got amazing fire, right? And these just really generate lots of amazing projects, doing a lot of great things in a really short amount of time. And this is really wonderful. I was really hoping to see this happen. It has happened. We've had many meetings at JPL between our faculty members and the NASA collaborators, also the same thing at NASA Armstrong. And I believe we have built many relationships that in my view will last a lifetime. So let me first go through and recognize a number of professors and projects. Start with the first left column. Joe, can you point your mouse there? Is Dr. Eli Kazemi from, Joe, could you go back to that screen?
Give me 1 second. Can you see? Is it there?
Yes. I see a different screen, not the full presentation mode. I think you hit something that is.
Of course, this is happening. Present, share. I had to refresh it. All right,
there you go. Great, thank you. Yeah, so can you point your mouse where Eli Kazemi and Amir Rahmani? Yeah, so Dr. Eli Kazemi from the psychology department has been working with Dr. Amir Rahmani, studying human factors issues related to managing multiple drones and also figure ways to improve the way that we measure the workload between the human and machine component. And this is also a relationship that I've seen has blossomed, and I deeply appreciate their collaboration. What each of them individually have brought to the center and the mentorship that they have done for the student is really phenomenal. Most of the students done really amazing work, and that's something that I will ask Ellie to recognize them later today. The next project is, Joe, can you point your mouse there? Is with Joe Bautista, Amir Hartman. And these, Joe, as you know, from the art department, Amir is from mechanical engineering. They've been working with Dr. Ali Aga Mohammadi, apologize if I don't get it right, yeah, on this subterranean robots, sending the group of robots into caves for planetary exploration. And they've really done amazing work. And one of the exciting things that I hope will all show you is this seasoned tour guide robot that we're gonna demo on campus next year using the very autonomy technology that JPL built. The next person is Mr. Bruce Kogan. Bruce has just been so phenomenal. He's been encouraging us to apply for the NASA grants. We got some of them. He's mentored our faculty members. He mentors me. He's reaching out to collaborate at JPL. He's just done so many amazing things as the SBIR, STTR program manager at NASA Armstrong. And I'm really deeply grateful for his many contributions. The next project is Lee Liu and Thomas Chang. They work on a number of different projects with Dr. Federico Rossi and Dr. Scott Davidoff at JPL. In one project, they studied the trust issues related to the Mars rover. As you know, the Mars helicopter and the Mars rover are going to land in Mars sometime, I think, in February, March, and they're going operational this June. So it's really amazing for us to have an opportunity to support and study the human automation trust related to these issues. And Lee Liu is also working on a way to visualize how these multi-agent system works. It's really amazing work. The next group is Amir Hartman's working with JP Delacroix. And this is amazing. These small robot you may have seen that, you know, they may stack on top of each other. They're going to work in concert. And the vision is that JPL is going to send hundreds of these smaller robots to different planets. And I think you know, these are real and it's happening. It's so amazing. And then we have Suzanne Schelt, Dr. Suzanne Schelt, chair of the anthropology department, collaborating with John Day, who is the director of the Autonomy Center at JPL. And this is also a really amazing relationship when you put an anthropologist together with a system engineer, autonomy engineer, and they study the way team culture is at JPL, and how can we improve teamwork, and can we generate recommendations that will improve will contribute to the laboratory of the future idea that JPL is pursuing in its strategic plan. And then next column, we got Joseph Kochaki, Josh Vanderhook, and Scott Davidoff. Joseph has really been instrumental in helping us develop some of the training program and flight software, spent a lot of time. He even got some internal funding to JPL to support this effort. This is really amazing. Same thing with Josh. He was a person who really spent a lot of time helping me in the beginning in the proposal writing of this for the center. He supported the proposal writing, made a lot of things happen, and Josh also secured internal JPL money for us to run a couple of 18 study to look at how can we better collaborate with JPL. And I'm really grateful for all the contribution and support that Josh had given me. Anytime I wanted to do something, all he ever told me is, let's go do it. And I couldn't really ask for, ask for more from that. And then we have Scott Davidoff. He, like I mentioned, he's been involved in a number of different projects and been a tremendous mentor for our students and faculty member. The next group is Kai Dewey, working with Dr. Haviland and Mitch Ingham. And again, this is another relationship where I see is such a, in my view, it's a beautiful relationship in a sense that Klaus and Mitch are senior, internationally well-known engineers, and they are mentoring our assistant professor in Kai. And I think this is a really, really good relationship for us to have, for Kai to have, and I think it's really has blossomed, and I'm really happy where it's going. And Mitch also really recently, in the last years or so, taken over as the POC, supporting the many, many things that we've done, especially providing technical oversight and guidance for many projects, helping us connect into many NASA centers and connecting to JPL leadership, and really help guide some of the scientists at JPL. So I I'm also very grateful for his help. The next group of projects are Lilo, Gina, Master Classmate, Joe Bautista, Kevin Zemlika. We have a lot, these professors are working with Mark Skook and Nelson Brown on a number of really important topics, like how do we build automatic ground collision avoidance system for the drones? How can we better communicate intent of these system or these drones to the end user? How do we look at the moral, ethical issues related to these problems? So it's really, really amazing. And every time I talk about it, I feel very proud about this project because many people have told me that it's such an awesome project. And I think it's so amazing that we have both the social scientists, the art design, the computer science professor supporting everything from the moral issue to design and interfaces for NASA, and just so amazing. I also want to acknowledge Dr. Oscar Murillo, who 5 years ago encouraged me to write the proposal to establish ARC. Oscar told me he's not able to join today, but really he's been very supportive and provide a lot of feedback in the proposal of the center. And I'm also grateful, deeply indebted to him, to get me going in with this center in the first place. And the bottom is Dr. Rebecca Gottlieb, and I've known her as long as I've been a CSUN, and she's, as some of you may know, her daughter goes to CSUN in my department. But really, Rebecca is just so amazing. Anytime I need somebody who could come and provide design review for our freshmen, our students, she's always going to be there. Very, very kind, very smart, amazing person. And now she's supporting our Medtronic sponsored project with wonderful students from human health development. And I'm also, forever indebted to the many contribution, commitment that Rebecca has for our school, for our program, for our students, and many, support that she has given me over the years. I treasure that relationship, and I really appreciate her. The next column, we got Ashley and Sean, and this is also, in my view, another strong relationship that Sean and Ashley has been working together the last 2 years and formulate research on building sensor for drones, and that program, I think, also moving forward, and we made some pretty good progress with that project. Amy, I don't want to pronounce the last name, I would get it right. Well, Amy is amazing. Amy is a coordinator for the MESA program at the College of Canyon, and she brought in so many wonderful students who come and work with us as fellows, as volunteers. And Amy is another person who I can always turn to. And every time I say something, to request something, Amy always says, yes, Newt, let's go do it. I'm just feel so lucky that I'm surrounded by folks like Amy, and she's just amazing in taking the community college students and elevate what they do, make it relevant for them in terms of what we do, and make the connection between community colleges and CSUN. It's just so amazing. And thank you, Amy. Dan Sinor, he just started working with Lila right now on a proposal. Thank you, Dan, for being a small business, a partner. And I know we got 1 grant awarded, but I see a lot of good things come out of it. I also thank you for participating in our program. This new relationship between Mario and Joe Roberts, also quite exciting. They are looking at citizen science. How can we get the grandma, grandpas, everyday's mom and dad to use the app, website that they're going to build to gather data about the fires, gather data about the environment, and augment those data with JPL satellite data. And it's going to be so amazing. I think there's going to be a lot of social impact for the kind of work they're doing. I'm very proud when I talk about it. I'm excited when I talk about it. And I'm also appreciate for a number of proposals they have written, and the collaboration that is also blossoming, and I think it's going to turn into many projects in the near future. And Dan and Lilo, I think you also worked on some projects together. I think I talked about Dan before. In the next group, Ines Basnilian, she's a director of the Margaram Center of Food Science, Dietetics, and Nutrition. And we are excited. We are going to do some work in space farming with Annette. And this has a lot of interest from Kennedy Space Center, and it's just going to expand the research portfolio that we're doing. And this is so amazing that we get a professor in human health development to work with us, as well as the students in that college. And Annette has always been very enthusiastic, supportive, and she's just a tremendous partner. Bing Lee is another professor in manufacturing. He runs like 3-4 projects with us, and we are forming many strong leadership with the industry partners and also some of the institute. And I'm really excited about how to bring autonomy to manufacturing that Bing Lee is leading. And lastly, Christina, she's leading our effort to work on autonomy literacy. How do we communicate literacy is significant and help the CSUN community understand the values of it and engage students from different disciplines in our work. And I think this is a really important work, Christina, and I'm really happy that she's doing it with the support of her dean, and she's been phenomenal. So I just kind of briefly talk about our wonderful collaborator and faculty members. And in real life, right, without COVID, this is when I would ask you to come to the stage. I'm going to shake your hand, and I'm going to, hand you this small token of appreciation. Joe, can you go to the next page, please? But in the virtual environment, I want to tell you that Joe will talk about this patch that the PR content will design, and we would like to send each of our faculty member and collaborator this T-shirt or this hoodie that has the ARCS logo on it, and we're gonna get the information from you as to your size and gender and so on, and we will take care of it and get it to you in this virtual environment. This is the best we can do, but I don't think it's gonna lose anything from if we were to do this in person. So you could pretend that I'm shaking your hands right now and I'm handing over to you this sweatshirt and T-shirt as a token of appreciation for all the wonderful thing, the commitment that you have with our center and our work. And once again, thank you so much for all that you do. And at this point, I guess I'll ask everybody to give a round of applause to our faculties and our collaborators. Okay, so now that we finished handing out the T-shirt, we'll turn to the next group. We would like to acknowledge on the left-hand side, there's a term that I've been coining and been using lately. It's called angels. And I always joke to the student, we live in Los Angeles, there's a lot of angels around us. And certainly with the center, we are just so blessed, so lucky to have met and engage a number of angels. And let me first talk about Honey Amato. As some of you may know, she served on the CSUN Foundation Board. She came to us and with like amazing that somebody came and they even laid out what they can do for us. And she has an amazing program with workshop for helping our students write better, communicate better, and amazing, which is this past year, despite everything happened, Honey did 2 different workshops with our 2 groups of students. And it's always amazing to hear the way she talks to the student, the way she interacts with the student, the way she respects the student. I'm always impressed. I'm always excited that our students have an opportunity to engage with such a leader in Southern California, such a well-known lawyer, just a phenomenal person. And I always told Honey, I hope she can share life lessons with our student, what it takes to do what she does at the highest level in the legal and justice arena. And I think this is so amazing. Our student have said so many wonderful things about Honey. So Honey, thank you again so much for the work that you've been doing with ARCS. Another person that Honey was able to help and engage was Fred Roeder. And this is Dr. Fred Roeder. He has many years of experience, with federal agency, lots of experience with writing proposal. And I couldn't be any more lucky having Fred mentoring our professors and how to write proposal, how to communicate ideas, how to make them compelling, how to grab the reader attention, how to make the case significant. And Fred has just done so phenomenal work with this. So Honey and Fred, thank you so much for your work, and I hope you will continue to work with us many more years to come. And I can surely tell you that our professors and students appreciate your support, your volunteering. And I often remind our students that people can give you money, but the more valuable thing that people can give you is their time, because everybody only has a limited amount of time. And that's what Honey and Fred is doing for us. I'm extremely grateful for their contribution to arts. And I also want to acknowledge these two phenomenal staff members, Christian Contreras and Grace Slavic. I've known Grace for many years. She always makes fun of me when I work with her, but we enjoy and have a lot of good laughs together. She works in the university corporation. She and Christian manage all the paying student, paying faculty member, paying for equipment, make sure our budgets are intact. And oh my God, I cannot do what they do, but they just so amazing at what they do. And Christian and Grace, thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for supporting our students, for paying them, and for the many important things that you do. And turn into art staff here, you can see in a short amount of time, we got 2, 4, 6, 10, 12, 13, 14. Is our staff is growing because it's just the size of the center that we have become today. We got a couple of new members in Brittany O's and Carol Wangers. We also are saying goodbye to Molly. I don't know, I don't see her in attendance, but as far as I know, she's driving back to be with her family in the East Coast for some personal reason. And Brittany is taking over her position. But let me just start at the top and acknowledging the wonderful work that our associate directors, Lee Liu and Joe Bautista. Lee was, making sure that our projects are moving forward. Our professors are supported with the research, make sure students get the internship. And Joe is making sure that we forever, right, put in our press releases, making beautiful design pages and communicating what we do. I'm really lucky to have these two associate directors. Obviously, the center would not be where it is today without their help. And another person is Dr. Peter Gray. He's our senior advisor and also a really phenomenal evaluator who makes sure that everything we do meets the NASA requirement. It's quite a phenomenal task, how much evaluation we have to do, how much data we have to collect to evaluate the money to justify the money we get from NASA. And Peter's really made it happen. And he keeps a sense of calmness in our staff and provide strong management for our team. And I'm grateful for Molly. She worked with us for an entire year. We call her the brain or the glue that keeps our center together. And thank you, Molly, and really sad to see you leave, but it was just a wonderful journey experience having you here and making many things happen with us. And Brittany, welcome to the team. I know you've been with us for like a week, 2 weeks, and love your energy, love the way you've been contributing to what we do, and you're passionate about underserved, underrepresented students. I appreciate that. And Carol, thank you so much for believing our vision and working hard to raise more money for us. And I think you put it very bluntly, all you do is raise money, and I appreciate that. And I know it's a lot of work, and we're all supporting you. And for the PR comp team, Kayla, Andila, Erica, you guys have been so phenomenal. And everybody, everything beautiful thing you've seen at ARCS, the design, all that, a lot of it is the work of Kayla, Andila, Erica under Joel's leadership. And I couldn't be any more lucky to have a team of really talented designers who always, make things look beautiful. And everybody who I talk to, they look at our website, our design, they say, wow, you got really beautiful websites and layout. And I said, that's because I have Kayla, Andila, and Erica. And likewise, people are so impressed with many press releases and things we put out. And really, that's the work of David Perez, Miguel, and Nessa. They are from the journalism department. And they've been writing many press releases, many articles. And it's just so amazing that they're cranking out like one press release per month. And they telling me they're going to increase the frequency. And they're going to try to put us on social media. We are having a presence there, but I think we're growing. And again, I'm very grateful for their contribution and the energies and everything that this team has brought to arts and their everyday commitment is just unmatchable elsewhere. And I, once again, thank you so much, guys, for your wonderful work, and I really appreciate it. And also thank you again for putting up with my impatience. I know I want to push things fast, get anything going, and I really appreciate that you have been sticking around to keep up with me and to help making things happen. I hope I don't stress you out too much, but if anything, if I do, let me know, and I always appreciate you, and you got to believe that. Next, Joe. And again, so again, this is a part where Joe, can you go back to the last slide? This is the part where I'm going to ask people to please come up to the stage. I'd like to shake your hands, and I'd like to offer you this as a token of appreciation. And thank you so much. And we will work with you, and we'll get these hoodies and t-shirts with the ARCS logo with you. And now I would like to turn over to Joe. He'll lead the next segment, and he'll start out explaining why he called the first cohort leading Voyagers.
Thank you, Newt. So just like with any sort of endeavor or startup, we definitely want to commemorate and give credit to the people that help establish. And so you're the first class, you're the first group, you're the leading Voyagers who've helped put together the center. And so with that, we decided to commemorate it. Every year, we're going to have a mission patch. And so we ordered a ton of these, and these will be mailed out to all the associates and fellows. And so these are iron-on patches that you can put on your jacket. And so these will be sent out to all of you. And again, we appreciate your efforts. And so this is a commemoration to the first team that helped lead the way for the ARCS Center. So now, as we go through these names, I just, the first year, like any startup, if we missed your name, or if we happen, because the list of associates is pretty grand. So if we miss your name, don't worry, we'll get it, and we'll make sure that you get things. But we want to make sure to commemorate first the associates first. So here is Kevin, if you want to talk about this.
Sure. So what can we say about associates? Associates means volunteers. So thank you. Thank you so much. Your contributions made all of this happen. That's very clear. On the team that I ran, the volunteer position was absolutely integral. And I really want to urge, first of all, my volunteers to remember that we still want you working towards publication if you have that interest. I really think the volunteer position is so special in a number of ways, but maybe towards the ARCS mission, it allows for true interdisciplinary work. And we had students from all sorts of majors. And I'm just going to share my favorite story of the volunteer experience. And it was with a young man named Cheyenne, who I know is here. He's a mechanical engineering student. And this was the first time that Cheyenne had occasion to think about some of these things, to read anthropological literature, to understand the research methods we use, and the sort of long-term implications of socio-technological systems. And there was one day he made a statement, and it was so organic and pure, I want to share it here. He said, this is really great. We're taught how to build these things, but we're not often taught why we should. And that was a light bulb moment, right? That was exactly why we were doing what we were doing. And it really brought home this idea of interdisciplinarity. So it was just fantastic. I want the associate crew to remember that what you have done will continue to do, what you're working towards. This is all really great for your own academic and professional development. And I want to urge you to maintain a connection with me if you ever need assistance in sort of translating all of this experience onto a resume or CV. I think you should be looking to ARCS folks for letters of recommendation and all of the ways in which you begin to move forward. But from the bottom of my heart, I know from all of the other co-Is who engaged with volunteers, I really want to thank you all for your generous, giving of your time, and especially when things were disrupted so dramatically. So thank you to all the associates.
Okay, and now we're going to recognize the 20 fellows. So the way this is going to work, faculty, I know we didn't rehearse this, but they're in alpha order by faculty co-I. So I'm first, so I get to get this out of the way. And then it'll be Kyle next, last name faculty. So that's the way we put it in the presentation. So there were 20 approximately 20 fellows this year. And we've prepared a certificate and illustration for you. So this is the big surprise and the reveal. So we'll be sending you the certificate and a printout, digital printout of this portrait, as well as we'll send you a digital illustration as well. So the first fellow that I'd like to recognize is Ashley Santiago. She's here, correct? I think you're here. So Ashley is graduating this semester and worked on the EVA project with NASA and Mark Skoog. She's already working with Raytheon JPL. So her internship has turned into a contract position now as a technical support engineer with Raytheon and JPL. So congratulations to Ashley. The second fellow is Andila. She's been involved with Sub-T and Ali, doing a lot of illustration work and working on the Nebula CoStar project with Ali over at JPL. So Andila is graduating this semester as well. So congratulations to Andila. She will be continuing with ARCS though, because she's the one who illustrated and designed the majority of the things you're seeing today. David Perez is a master's student in journalism, and he has been absolutely important in a lot of the direction we've gone with our press releases and our writing and our website and anything that helps in the communication and marketing. He will be doing his thesis project related to STEAM, so he will be continuing as well, but his year as a fellow is completed as far as this end. Now he needs to start finishing and working on his thesis assignment. So thank you, David. Congratulations. Erica Betancourt also works with Ali and the Sub-T CoStar team. So she'll be continuing her work here. But Erica also has been very significant in the design and everything that you've been seeing here today. She worked on these illustrations. So Erica will continue her work, but also a leading fellow and part of the team. And last but not least, out of the team that we've worked with, or that I've had the pleasure to work with, is Kayla Messina. Kayla is here, I think, as well. Congratulations to Kayla. She's also involved on the EVA project with Mark Skoog, that she has completed her portion of it, and then we'll have a new student take over the research. But Kayla graduated in the spring and has taken a position in Mountain View as a junior UX designer at a startup called Frequence. So she is already on her way as well. So congratulations to Kayla. So thank you to the team that I've been able to work with this year with ARCS, and looking forward to continuing the relationship with you all. And thank you very much for committing your time and effort with the team. Okay. Kyle, I think you're up.
Hello. So I wanted to, so Meyer's been working with me since about a year before ARCS even started. He's learned a ton of information in a very short amount of time. So he's learned all about compiler development, and he's probably got more than he bargained for too. And all of his achievements are even more impressive considering the fact that he wasn't even a CS major. So he learned a ton in a short time. He also had a lot of impact on the initial design of the programming language that we're building. And he's made some great contributions to the project. I also did want to mention, I saw in the chat a couple other of my volunteers. So while Meyer's going to be taking off, the project is in good hands. Brian McClellan is here, and he's been doing phenomenal work with the implementation of Proteus. He's been teaching me a lot about C++. And also Aryan Dengatni is here, and he's been rapidly getting accustomed to the project, and he's going to be starting on. And I have lots of other people that I could name, but we'll be here a while. But I just wanted to say thanks to everybody who worked on the project. Meyer, especially as a fellow, but honestly, all my volunteers have done great work. Particularly Brian here has also done tremendous work with me.
believe this is Ashley.
Sorry, I forgot to unmute myself.
Yeah.
Rich, he has been working with me since the very beginning of this ARCS project. He's not the team lead, but he has been always teaching the entire team on different subjects in computer engineering. So he's a pro in this, subject. He worked on this project for a year, and then I think he's not here today. And then he's busy with his coursework, this semester. So I didn't really talk to him a lot this semester, but I'm grateful for him to have in my team. Thank you, Rich. This is not my student.
That's Mario. Is Mario here?
I don't think I see Mario. Yeah, so let me just say a few words about this. Zoila, Mario, looks like Mario's not here. I don't see Zoila either, but I just can briefly say here that, yeah, Zoila has also done some really phenomenal work. A lot of field work related to the data science project I was talking about. And she comes from the geography department using GIS technology to collect information about plants and about water, about the terrain in the Santa Monica Mountains. And I think this is such a phenomenal project. And I also appreciate what Zoila have done for the project, and always enthusiastic about what we do and being a part of ARCS.
Yeah, this is Emil.
Yes. So Keith is a mechanical engineering student who has been working with me for about 1 year since the beginning of the ARCS projects. And he has been working with the Caesar Robotics project, and he'll be graduating at the end of the year. And I think this process has helped him to learn that robotic systems can be quite complex. And it has helped him to branch out from just mechanical engineering topics to also programming and controls. And I think he has done a good job working with not only complex robotic systems, but also learning how to build and test robotics outside of the lab and become a better engineer as a result of overcoming these challenges. So congratulations, Keith.
Ellie's here. I saw you. Is Ellie still here?
I no longer see her there. So let me say a few words about Adisa. Yeah, so Addie, thank you again for being a part of our center. You've been really phenomenal in the way you approach the work, and always, appear well prepared, done tremendous work with the literature review. I thought your presentation at JPL was also very phenomenal. And every time you talk about what you do, I always, in my mind, I think you have such a great future ahead of you with your talent and commitment. And I'm also really glad with the progress that you have made this past year. And I know you'll continue to do this research. And I can always, I can almost feel that there's going to be a lot of good results and good experiment coming this semester. And congratulations again, Andy, for being a part of our program and all the volunteering and all the dedication to what we do. Okay, so Ellie's still not here yet, right? So I'll keep on going with Eric, right? Yeah, and Eric and I happen to be in a boat where we have to go after a lot of NASA researchers seeking for requesting their participation in Eric's work. And I think, to a large extent, we have lots of successes in engaging them. And there's always, fun experience to engage senior researchers at NASA to participate in the survey, to contribute their wisdom, their experience. And I think we've made a lot of good progress in this area. And Eric is another person who I feel always have his things together, always prepared. He speaks really well. And Eric, somehow in my mind, I also think that you could be one of our featured professors. Maybe someday you go get your PhD and come back and teach your CSUN. I sort of see that in you. And congratulations, Eric, for your accomplishment, the progress you made. And I'm really excited to see how you finish out this project.
All right. So like before I talk about Sakis, and I also want to mention, and Professor Ali Kazimi really cared about students, and she kind of worked closely with students, and last 2 months ago, and she also put out like other proposals and for the students. And thank you for your support, and also thank Dr. Ho and for writing the encouraging letter, and for those students who apply for another DoD and fellowship. So yeah, Sakis, and so I really want to congratulate you and of getting out from the center, and since you have done so much work and for the center, right? And so we tasked you to build the EVA and the simulator and at the center, and you spend tons of hours, and even after the COVID situation, and getting all the pieces together, right? And spend your evenings, afternoon, weekends, and working on the project. And also, you really set up a good model and for the center. I mean, Dr. Ho always saying, this first cohort is so important to a center because you guys set the culture and the attitude for the center, right? And so we want to recognize all those fellows, and because you guys work closely and with faculty, but you see yourself and take a lot of responsibility on the project. Sakis have been recruiting, working with a lot of associates and on this project. It's a multidiscipline project, and he communicated with students from different disciplines. And so also I want to mention Sakis, and it's the first ARCS student and accept an internship, right? And from NASA. And so, he did, outstanding work, and he was invited to come back to NASA and in the fall. And and also I just learned, and he will continue his work at NASA in the spring and in another summer, and so become a real NASA people. Congratulations.
Yeah, this is Nelson Brown. I don't know what the etiquette is for these kind of events, but I've been Sarkis's mentor at NASA, and I wanted to say I really appreciate his efforts and his contributions to our research work on resilient autonomy at NASA Armstrong. So thank you, Sarkis.
Thank you, Nelson. Thanks, Dr. Liu.
So Leanna has graduated from CSUN last year, and she started working with me on the Medtronic project, mentored also by Dr. Rebecca Gottlieb. And it's always amazing for me to hang around with anthropologists and learn from them. And, I think Leanna must have read like 1,000 journal articles this year, because she's writing a huge paper on, it's like a literature review type of paper. And, when you looked at the references of those papers, it has like 300-400 references. And literally her team and Leanna read so many of those, and I'm just so impressed with all that they've done, and they're just so amazing. And I'm really looking forward to this publication that she's wrapping up, and I think she just have all the the attributes of somebody who's going to be a successful doctor in the future. And I know she's applying to a medical program, so I'm rooting hard for her. And someday I'm going to go to Dr. Kachikian, I'll forever remember the time we worked together. And I think you're just so phenomenal. And thank you so much, Leanna.
Likewise, I'm really excited to see where it's all going to go. So thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. And here's another student in our project, Helena. Helena and Liana, they are co-leads in this project. Just another absolutely phenomenal student, super active, hardworking, asking a lot of good questions, always very, very conscientious, dedicated to what we do. And again, Helena come from human health development. And I'm always humble because I'm learning so much from her perspective, and why she cares so much for public health. It drops on me. I'm learning from her. And in many ways, people don't know about it, but as professor, all we do is just sucking up on the knowledge that our students are teaching us. So that's certainly the case with me and for these wonderful students that we have with this project sponsored by Rebecca. And Helena, good luck with your graduate degree. And, you also another student who have, a lot of signs of lots of successes in your future. And I'm really, appreciate that I have this opportunity to work with you. And thank you for your contribution.
Yeah, thank you so much, Helena.
Okay, Gage Aschenberg. And so, Gage has been working with me and since last December. And so, he's the best student and from our comp science department in terms of playing with a robotic operating system. And so, he joined my team, my group, and contribute a lot and in our work, because we're doing visualization and of the information. And so Gage is putting tons of time learning and how to translate the kind of the unexplained information from the autonomous system, and to be more transparent, explainable, and to non-PhD operators. And so he spent tons of hours and on the project, and even like in the final week and like in the last week, and it's kind of the darkest, craziest week, and for a lot of our fellows. And so Gage put a lot of hours and brought a simulation to our group discussion, and we made significant progress yesterday, and we presented and to Dr. Amir Romani, and just like 2 hours ago, and it was fantastic. And also, Gage accepted an intern offer and last night, and he will start his GPL internship and from January, and working with Dr. Davidoff and Dr. Rossi.
Is Gina here, Joe? I guess I'll acknowledge Malik, and I don't think Heman's in attendance either today, but just again, my appreciation for a student who is from the biology department but has made substantial contribution looking at the legal, moral issues around drones operation. And Malik is always a really intelligent young man, makes a lot of good presentation to NASA at Armstrong, and also with the program here with our colloquia. And he cares a lot about social issues, and I have tremendous respect for the way he thinks, the way he fights for social justice. And I think this is another student who I see who has a tremendously bright future, and I wish him the very, very best. And thank you again for his contribution to our program. Alyssa Kim, believe it or not, she's a freshman in mechanical engineering, but she was part of Professor Gina Massaquesame team studying the moral legal issues. And this is another student who I think really brought her engineering knowledge to the work on the moral legal aspect, and always very active in visiting NASA, making presentation to Mr. Mark Skoog at NASA Armstrong, playing a key role in the project. So I really appreciate Alyssa, and I hope this experience served her well for her undergraduate career, the remaining undergraduate career here at CSUN, and open up, the possibility for her in thinking about the human machine and the non-technical important issues surrounding how we design the machines. Thank you, Alyssa.
All right. That's me. First of all, I just want to thank everybody, Newt, Joe, Peter, everyone in ARCS for organizing this event. It's so great, and such a great way to end the semester on such a great note, positive note. acknowledging students' accomplishments. This is such a rich community because of the interdisciplinary focus, as well as the focus on diversity and inclusion. It feels like we're a very meaningful community, and it is quite, amazing how much was accomplished, especially given the conditions of the pandemic. So kudos to our leaders and everyone who has been contributing, and all of the students, for playing their role, and doing all the work, making the commitment and putting in the time. It's a very worthwhile endeavor. I want to also make a special acknowledgement before I talk about Michael to the anthropology students here, Jessica, Jaira, Liliana, and Britt Oates, for example, and also I'll include Miguel Lucero as a member of our community, as he worked in our department. Good for you for representing anthropology and how anthropology can contribute to STEM problems. And I am, really proud of all of you for being able to talk the talk and share what you know, and, get involved and inspire me. I'm learning so much through you and through the various projects you're working on, and your contributions. So congratulations to the majors, minors, and members of the anthropology community. Michael Baumgarten is really an amazing individual. He came into the program. He's a major in anthropology, but was especially interested in applied anthropology. And he brought so much knowledge of methods to our project, which is looking at team culture and communication. And he's so articulate about the issues, the ethical issues, the practical issues, the theoretical issues involved in anthropological research, as well as theory. And he has an appetite for reading and undertaking a literature review. Really, he worked and contributed to our lit review at quite an amazing pace. And he was great in terms of innovating and suggesting innovative approaches for gathering data. That was really inspiring. One thing that really impressed me about Michael was that in the middle, he has a lot of poise, and he's really on the ball. And we were interviewing very high-level managers as well as engineers in JPL. And at the end of the interview, there's always, like, before we say goodbye, he manages to squeeze in a question. And he always found a way of, like, just holding up the goodbye so that he get one more question in. And first of all, that takes a lot of skill to do that. And also it shows a lot of, quick thinking on one's feet. And he does it, in just a very polite, professional way. So it's just, very impressive. I enjoyed watching him at work in these interviews. He's a serious scholar, and he is dedicated, very loyal to the team, and he contributed so much. And whatever graduate program snatches him up will be very lucky, and I will be sad to see him go. So lots of congratulations to Michael. It was a lot of fun to work with you, and you're terrific, just terrific. So give it up for Michael. Did I embarrass you enough?
Thank you, Dr. Schill.
Okay. And my next victim is Neil Thompson, who also is just an outstanding student and has been such a pleasure to work with. When I first met Neil, he was in the certificate program in the graduate program in anthropology. So he wasn't, planning on sticking around until we started and to do the full master's program. And then we started talking, and little by little, he got in deeper and deeper, and there was no way out. And so anyway, he stuck around and became a fellow. And Neil is a real joy to work with because he's enormously creative. He came from the film production field and brought a lot of visual, sort of imagery for us to work with as we talked about issues around communication and culture and teaming. He's a very observant person, and he's very, very quiet and calm, but you can see the wheels turning, and nothing ruffles his feathers ever. And one thing I really enjoy about him is he really is an anthropologist at heart, because he likes people, he enjoys listening to them, and he listens very carefully. He puts people first. He put our team first often. He was the person on the team who modeled a form of leadership by doing, not by talking about what to do, but by putting his head down and doing what we needed to do. And he kept our team together and kept it on track and kept the associates engaged, and is just really very hardworking, dedicated, and just a wonderful person. One thing I want to say is that Neil Thompson is our Neil Armstrong in terms of academic accomplishments, because I think he'll be the first person to finish a master's project, a master's degree, through the research, the data that we collected this past year. So many kudos to Neil. I really enjoyed working with you and look forward to working with you this winter to wrap up your project. Thank you so much for everything. Job well done. Yay, Neil.
Thank you very much, everyone. This has been a pleasure.
Thank you.
All right. So before I talk about Nathan and in turn Jessica, I want to say a very quick thank you. And I have to, because our volunteers played a huge role in this thing. Nathan was just amazing in terms of the guidance that he provided. We had a whole summer of teaching anthropological methods, and our volunteers generously showed up week after week to learn these lessons and then contribute when it was time to do so. So thank you to Alejandra Bermudez, Cheyenne, Armand, Molly Cunningham, Angel Geisen, Arturo Perez, Jaira Castillo, Bianca Sanchez, Paula Suarez, and Aisha from GCC. Thank you. Had to get that out of the way. Nathan came on board when I was in desperate need of a graduate student, and the grant was very new. And urban studies is his major. He is completing a master's degree in urban studies and planning this spring. And it felt close enough to anthropology that I thought he'd get something out of the project, and I never doubted that I would. And I believe that he has benefited, but honestly, the truth is he's given much, much more to me, probably. His contributions to the writing, to making connections in the data, to establishing an equal partnership with Jessica, and really setting the bar for what teamwork is, and so that both of them, could really flourish. It's just been extraordinary, and there aren't enough words. But I'll close by saying here, Nathan, that I demand that we work together again someday. And I'm very pleased to see you moving in a direction of anthropological research on public space with my great mentor and friend, Suzanne Scheld. So I hope that that relationship continues, and I keep seeing you around all the time. So thank you to Nathan. And Jessica Steiner came to me as barely a junior, and yet I feel like she's working at the graduate level, honestly. And I don't think I can take too much credit for that. That's once again. She has a really sincere commitment to grow as a scholar, and just an unbelievable willingness to take on multiple mentor roles, leadership roles, roles in terms of fighting for social justice on our campus. Some of you may not know, but she is sitting as the chair on the Committee for Equity and Diversity for Associated Students. She's fighting for all of you.
So those are our.
Wait, I'm sorry, my computer just went down. Am I still here?
You're still here.
That's really funny. I'm so sorry. It
didn't seem like you were done.
No, I wasn't done. I saw my computer go black and I had a panic attack. So let me just finish by saying, I have no doubt that Jessica and I will work together. In fact, I know it's already happening. We're going to be on some projects together moving forward in other ways and other capacities. And she is just destined for great success as an anthropologist and a researcher. And it's been my absolute pleasure to work with you, Jessica. Thank you.
So those are our 20 fellows this past year, the first leading Voyagers of ARCS. So congratulations to everybody. And again, we want to kind of open it up now briefly. If anybody, any of the fellows or even the associates want to say a few words, we have a little bit of time for that.
Yeah, sure. If I can speak on behalf of everyone. I wanted to say thank you all. First, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, I'd like to say thanks to the ARC Center and all of you for giving me so many opportunities that I couldn't even have imagined probably 2 years ago. And it has been quite an amazing, phenomenal journey. Thank you, Professor Ho, Professor Shell, John Day, and of course, Michael Baumgarten for everything that we've been through. It's been such an engaging and phenomenal journey, just learning about how teaming and hero culture exists in an organizational structure such as JPL. That alone, you can spend 30 years studying it, 50 years studying it. It's just simply incredible because culture exists everywhere. And one thing I want to key the term is that we're not just anthropologists, we are humanthropologists. And that is something I want to begin saying. We're here to study humanity, period. Yeah, and thanks to my loyal legion of volunteers, Susan Handoyle, Ann Price, and Elizabeth Knight. Without you, I would not have been as focused or as endurant in trying to find interesting new research, which we will tell you all later, not now. But they were actually able to help us pursue more interesting facts to continue helping JPL create the innovative lab of the future. And everything that we've done, all of us here, not just the anthropologists, not just anyone, all of us ascending into the stratosphere of the future of our lives after this. All of us scientists, engineers, voyagers, pioneers, navigators, contributors, philosophers, artists, anthropologists, sociologists, psychologists, administration, and everyone else. See you all on the other side. We did it. Thank you. I'm done.
Thank you, Neil. I feel like every time you speak, I feel so inspired that I want to change the world. So thank you, Neil. Your sentiments are heard, and I appreciate all the wonderful words that you said. I want to say thank you to everybody. This has been the hardest year of my life, quite possibly the hardest year. But having the support of everybody at ARCS has made it so incredibly amazing, and it just warms my heart to know that there's people out there who are looking out for my best efforts. Even when the world is on fire, there's people out there who are still looking out for me. So I wanted to say thank you to everyone. I want to say thank you to Dr. Ho for leading me, for being there for me, for being just a wonderful mentor in a way that I never thought possible. And I really do appreciate all the work that you're doing for ARCS, and I appreciate all the work that you're doing for CSUN, and as a greater whole, the work that you're doing for the world. I want to say thank you to all the principal investigators. Shout out to Dr. Gazemi. And thank you to all the wonderful teams I've been able to work with over the past year. And thank you to Eric and Helena, my K-Labbers, my day ones. And thank you to all the next generation of ARCS fellows who are going to be continuing our work, because without you, I don't know if we'd have a major impact, but I know that the impact isn't as big as it would be without the people who are going to be continuing our work. So I'm glad that we're passing the torch along, and individuals out there who are just as passionate, just as inspired, and just as ready to make the world a better place. So thank you, everyone.
I also wanted to say thank you. Working with Dr. Ho and the whole team from the faculty perspective, and then also with JPL has been an amazing experience. I've met a lot of really cool people who are, very different from me in their the course of their study, which I think is, at the center of what the center is supposed to be. As an art student, we're kind of sequestered up at the top of campus when we are on campus. And we're pretty far away from all of the other colleges. So to be part of a center that kind of brings everybody together and, gives me a lot of insight into, computer engineering and so many other aspects, humanities and all of that is amazing. And especially this year with us being off of campus, I think having ARCS has been such a godsend in that we have that community that we're missing being on campus. Like there is this inbuilt network of people that you can meet that we may not have without this center. And so I wanted to say thank you to Dr. Ho, Joe, and the whole team because it's been amazing.
Hello, it's ARCS. Neil, that was really inspiring. I got goosebumps. So it is very hard to believe that it's been a year already. Time flies when you're working hard. It's been fun. Meanwhile, too, it hasn't been the typical year for everyone. We've all had hardships on different levels, but I believe those had a major impact on our development as well. So as fellows and students, we were able to adjust, adapt, and continue our research. And those hardships with COVID and everything else of the world have been really essential in shaping our potential. Also work ethics, consistency, and resilience. And those are really important qualities that we got as add-ons, actually, some of it with this whole virtual setting and, being so agile and adapting really quickly. ARCS has been an absolute stepping stone for me. It has provided me with that spark that I needed to advance to the next best thing in my life. And as a student at CSUN, I've had some trouble with that, and I'm glad I found it after talking to Dr. Liu and Dr. Ho when ARCS was still getting established. ARCS bridged us to the industry in general and the professional community that is changing the world, and it has given us tools to succeed. It really makes a difference when you have a center and a program that fosters your skills and abilities, having the right staff, having the right faculty, and facilitates your growth, and guides you to the complexity of the world that you're about to face. I really feel incredibly grateful to be part of ARCS. I'm sure a lot of fellows feel the same. It is making a notable change and impact in the community, as we can see, especially at a minority serving institution such as CSUN, where opportunities are quite rare. And when I say that, I'm being honest. This is coming from personal experience, and I'm glad that is changing, and it will change for future generations. So thank you for the opportunity. Thank you everyone at ARCS, faculty, directors, principal investigators, associates, staff, and fellows for the experience and the lessons. I can clearly see how this program will help more students in the future. And I definitely want to offer my help and support with the process as it does. So thanks everyone for everything. And I'm really looking forward to the future.
Thank you, Sakis. And so I'm sure you will share all of your personal experience with the next cohort and with other people around the center. Thank you.
Of course.
Okay.
I guess I'll ask Dr. Mitch Ingram to say a few words. He just joined on. Yeah, we haven't had any JPL speaker yet, Mitch. So.
I'm coming here. Hold on. Let me get there. We go. Hi, everybody. Can you see me and hear me? Okay, great. Well, what a lovely way to end the day. This is my last work. Well, I'll probably have a little bit of work next week, but the last bit of work before a nice long vacation feels like it's been well deserved, and I'm sure it's been well deserved for all of you too. I just wanted to say a few words to this community on behalf of JPL and on behalf of myself as well. I feel really privileged, and I know that JPL is very much appreciative of being able to engage in this kind of multidisciplinary, innovative, hard-charging kind of activity that's engaging such a variety of students, minority serving students, or minority students, that is, but all kinds of students from all walks of life. It's been really, really fascinating to engage with CSUN and see the dynamics at play in one of the larger universities nearby, but also to see the little communities that can sort of emerge with a little bit of love and caring, right? Which I think is really what Newt, Lee, Joe, and Kyle and the whole team, right, have put into this effort. I know from the times that I get texts from Newt that he's working at the, trying to do things right for the ARCS community at all hours of the day, and I think it shows. I think that the community has really come a long way in the short year that it's been. It seems like it's, in some ways, it seems like just yesterday that it started. In other ways, it seems like we've been working together a lot longer, right? So anyway, I just wanted to say thank you to Newt and the team for helping JPL sort of engage, encouraging us to engage, and giving us an opportunity to engage with all of the students. I mean, ultimately, it's about the students. It's about their experience. It's about training sort of the next cadre of, I'll call it autonomy professionals in the broadest sense of the term. And yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed the roller coaster ride, and I look forward to 2 more years plus of engaging with you all. Happy holidays to everybody, and congratulations on a job really well done. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you, Mitch. And Rebecca, can I ask you to say a few words as well, Rebecca?
Sure, I'd love to. So I am really excited to see that, this has all come together, and I can't believe it's been a year. Is that really true? But, I'm so excited to now have a team of students thinking about this challenging problem of how you deal with multiple diseases, comorbidities, chronic diseases that happen at the same time. So I feel like it won't be quick. But as the students are on this journey, they will eventually be in a place to help change lives, to impact real people who have these chronic diseases that they're so challenged with. So I'm really excited to have all the students on the team and excited to see it blossom and grow. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. Thank you again so much, Mitch and Rebecca. You guys have just been phenomenal. I'm so lucky to have you, and our students are so lucky to have you. And I just cannot say thank you enough. So Joe, can you wrap up, Joe? Yeah.
We're pretty much done. So again, we'll make sure that we'll get everybody's addresses and all the fellows and associates. We'll send you a year 1 patch, and all the collaborators and faculty, we'll send you a hoodie or a sweater here, and we have swag for you all. And I know that there's future fellows and associates in the room, so looking forward to 2021. We have a big orientation on January 19th. You'll be hearing about that soon. We have an aerospace event, an aerospace corporation event in early March, and then we're going to do a year 2 liftoff. So there'll be hopefully a way for us to get together again and do a showcase piece in early or late March. So thank you, everyone. Thank the team that helped put this all together, and thank you to the co-Is and the faculty and the collaborators. It's been a crazy year, but we got through it. Newt, I'll let you close it out.
Yeah, so thank you all again, and I wish you all good health going to next year. Good time and joyous time and fun time with your family in this upcoming holidays. And I hope to see you again early next year, energized, and we're gonna go on another year. And I'm sure we're gonna do many great things together. And thank you all again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all so much. Have a good one.
Well done. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Happy
Good
holidays.
work, everyone. Have a good weekend. Have a good break.
Thank you for all your great work.
Anessa, I totally forgot. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
There were so many things going on.
I know. I was just like, it's fine.
Did anybody take a screen grab of everybody's faces?
Well, it was recorded, right?
Oh yeah, we can use the recording.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
Screenshot.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, no, that's great then. All right. I'll see everyone. Bye.
Hey, Joe.
Bye.
Yeah.
Hey, quick question, Sarkis. I was thinking, how can we get those illustrations and pictures digitally so we can maybe print it out or something if we want
For
to?
sure. So that's all Erica and Dila is doing. So they're gonna set. We could send over JPEGs or higher resolution versions of for you. So we could just send you just the face and then the card too as well. So we'll make sure to send it out to the team.
Sure, awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was kind of our little surprise to you all. So hopefully you liked it.
Oh yeah, I loved it. It was amazing. Thank you.